Each time a man stands up for an ideal or acts to improve the lot of others, he sends forth a tiny ripple of hope. Those ripples build a current which can sweep down the mightiest walls of oppression and resistance.
Homelessness has been an ongoing issue for San Diego County. From 2022 to 2024, there had been a 25% increase in homelessness in San Diego County. Today we visited downtown San Diego to interview Lisa Halverstadt, a reporter from The Voice of San Diego. She's been writing about housing and public safety.
I am Lisa Halverstadt. I'm a reporter for Voice of San Diego, and I have been writing about homelessness in San Diego since late 2015. For a long time on the West Coast, there have been a lot of debates about enforcement that affects homeless people. So these are especially violations that are tied to being homeless, like maybe setting up a tent or sleeping, outside a library or something at night. This case said that you don't have to necessarily ensure that there's a place for somebody to stay in order to go forward with enforcing some of these rules. The latest ruling from the Supreme Court, which eventually took the case, said that it's not cruel and unusual punishment to cite somebody for violations associated with homelessness, even if they don't have a place to be at that moment.
Imprisoning people experiencing homelessness only feeds into the stereotype that they are incapable of seeking shelter when the issue roots deeper than pursuing aid.
What I find is there are a bunch of people that actually want to get shelter, or if they're dealing with some sort of substance abuse issue or mental health issue, want treatment, but it can be very challenging to get it. I think it's always important when we think about homelessness to think about the housing crisis that really spurs it. So in San Diego, we have really expensive rents. It's very expensive to buy a home. And a lot of people struggle to hold on to their housing in a market like that. Another one is that, behavioral health issues are just a leading cause of homelessness.
Based on the study of people experiencing homelessness, substance abuse represents a minority, specifically less than half of all the difficulties that they're dealing with.
What I tend to find is that a lot of people, they may have some sort of health issue, but really often what puts them on the street is really an issue of housing. And then the issue that, maybe they start using drugs on the street to self-medicate. And so, life on the street can really exacerbate a lot of those issues. Not really my role as a journalist to provide my opinion. It's to provide facts that everybody can look at and try to evaluate what's going on, and also to hold people accountable.
The human rights issue relates to Article 5 and 7. Article 7 states, "All are equal before the law and are entitled without any discrimination to equal protection of the law." People experiencing homelessness are discriminated against because of their home status and stereotypes. This is due to circumstances that they can't control, like housing prices and behavioral issues. According to Article 5, no one shall be subjected to torture or cruel, inhumane, or degrading treatment or punishment. People experiencing homelessness are criminalized over something they cannot control. The government and society have not put enough effort to try and support the homeless population. But now they are criminalizing people who are on the streets, which is unjust. Therefore, it refutes the Supreme Court ruling that imprisoning them is not a cruel or unusual punishment.
To share in the decisions of government which shape men's lives. All this depends on the decisions of government. All can be swept away by a government which does not heed the demands of its people, and I mean all of its people.
One thing that is simple that I think everybody here can do that doesn't cost any money, but is a huge help, is if you see a homeless person when you're just walking around downtown or in your community, just acknowledge them like you would anybody else. Whether you just, give them a nod or a smile or say hi,